I want to talk to you a little bit about iridology today. Iridology is the science of looking in the iris of the eye, the sclera, which is the white part. The iris means rainbow, that's the coloured part. And thirdly, the pupil, which is the black part. What it reveals about the state of your body. If you know anything about me, you know now I estimate I've seen going on 30,000 people, which is more in the history of the country, except for my father, who's seen more in the history. He's done something to close to 1 million consultations, I estimate, which is off the scales in the history of at least this cultural climate. Iridology is an amazing science. Now, I haven't just done it one-on-one. I look at actors on TV. I could tell you things about David Beckham's body. I could tell you things about Posh Spice, Julia Gillard, you name it. I can see their eye and I can tell you exactly what's going on. I see people on television. I look at people from across the room. And you couple this with some basic psychological and body language skills, you begin to be able to assess an amazing amount of people when you first meet them. Now, if someone does iridology, find someone who can look in the sclera. This is a minority. You're probably not going to find many people who can do that, but make sure they're accurate and make sure they know how to tell what's a genetic marking and what's a current marking. Very few people are world class in their science. You see a plumber, there's plumbers, and there's very few people that decide to be one of the best on earth. Now, I'm not here to blow my own trumpet and I'm not here to impress you, but I want to impress upon you, I've read virtually every book in history on iridology that's been translated into English. In fact, when I first got started, I spent about $10,000 getting the literature and studying this. And at some point, I'll do a course and I'll teach other people this. Now, why is it not so well respected by Western scientific medicine? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't have an easy answer. People are very skeptical. I've never... The number of people who have ever given me a challenge about doing an iridology consultation, I could count on one hand. In fact, I don't think I've ever had anyone... ever say that they didn't like my reading or say I was inaccurate, and that's because it's a science. It's because it's accurate. If you get a marking in one part of the eye, it's a reflection of what's going on in other parts of the body, and it's disappointing that most naturopaths have lost this skill, and most naturopaths have steered away from understanding the basic principles that founded our industry, and that is why I believe that most naturopaths struggle to make a living. And my dream is that more people will see naturopaths as a primary care practitioner. But if you want to know really the nuts and bolts, iridology, you're looking at a condition in the body, the inflammation, really, what's going on. Now, people ask me, the big question I get asked is, can you see cancer in the eye? Now, the thing you need to know is stop fearing cancer. Stop fearing cancer. Fear getting sick, full stop. Fear AIDS, fear cancer, fear... If you're going to die, it's 50% chance it will be a cardiovascular thing. Much more than cancer. Fear heart disease. Fear the amount of meat you're eating that's giving you the varicose veins and the heart condition. Fear the antibiotics you're taking, the dairy products. Fear that. You're allowed to fear cancer because chemotherapy, obviously, it's not a nice way to go. But you've got control. You've got preventative action. You can see an iridologist and learn your weaknesses. You can come in and see me. If you don't like me, you can see anyone. And you can begin to design a treatment program, but things only shift when it's a lifestyle, when we begin to make them happen for the rest of your life. And when we shift it so that for the rest of your life you're beginning to make some changes, particularly nursing your weaknesses, you begin to find a big difference in how you feel.